All right, well, if you thought Allen was bad, wait until I tell you about Aaron Rodgers. He threw 3 interceptions and only put up 9 points against the worst NFL or against the worst defense in the NFL right now.
Yeah.
Friend of the show and a friend of the show, Lil Wayne, was fed up with Rodgers' play and said that we should have traded 12 before the season.
That was crazy. I mean, Lil Wayne just taking a shot to Rodgers' heart. Go ahead.
With the postseason practically out of reach, how long until we see Jordan Love?
See, so they just gave Rodgers this extension. So I don't think there's any chance we see Jordan Love. But I do think he's cooked. I do think that Steven Ruiz for the Ringer does these quarterback rankings. And by the way, shout out to Steven Ruiz, who for years has been the only person in the world with this take. Geno Smith could be a top 15 quarterback if given the chance. Excuse me. Nobody had that take, and I think people thought Steven Ruiz was trolling with it. And he's being vindicated every single week. Yesterday, Geno threw a pick six that looked like it was going to turn the game and responded with back-to-back touchdown drives. So set that aside. Rodgers' picks were awful. They're at the goal line. He throws it into a defensive player's helmet. I'm not sure how you could possibly blame that on anyone but Rodgers. He threw it directly into a lineman's helmet. Then they run a rollout where he's supposed to throw it back to his left tackle, and he just short arms it, and Aiden Hutchinson takes it, and then he throws another pick at the goal line. I mean, they're at the 25, but he got picked off at the goal line. 3 interceptions, no big plays, and the final play of the game, he and Sammy Watkins, after a timeout, were not on the same page. So we're going to talk about the Rams in a moment. The Packers and the Rams, last year's NFC Championship game, they are both done. There is no saving either season. When we look at the potential NFC playoff teams, you have the Eagles, Vikings, who are the only dead set locks. They are locks. Then you have Dallas and Seattle, who are overwhelmingly likely to make it. Then you have the Giants and San Francisco, who are, in my opinion, likely to make it. And then the one last spot, I haven't mentioned a team from the NFC South. One of them has to do it. I think it'll be Tampa. We'll talk about them in a moment. But the Packers have a worse record right now than, is that right? The only teams in the NFC with a worse record than the Packers are the Carolina Panthers and the Lions, who just beat them. They are finished. And Rodgers has to wear this one.
Yep.
That was a horrible performance against a defense that, to your point, DeMonze, everyone has lit up and was on pace to give up the most points in NFL history. That Lions defense has given up 38, 27, 28, 48, 29 to the Patriots, 24, 31, and just held the Packers to 9. That's awful.
Yeah.
And Rodgers was terrible. It was as bad of a game as I can remember Aaron Rodgers playing. And if we're being honest, there have been a few times we've said that this year. Rodgers so far this year, if we look at it, week 1 against Minnesota, they score 7 points. He has a 68 rating. We're like, that's one of the worst Rodgers games ever. The game against the Jets was horrifying. It's been bad. And I don't think they're going to go to Jordan Love, and they just gave Aaron that contract, but they're finished for the season. That's 5 losses in a row after starting 3-1.
Hey, thanks for watching. Hit the subscribe button to get more from the show, and make sure to click the bell to get notified every time new content drops. Check out full episodes of What's Right wherever you get your podcasts, or just click the link in the description below.